Recently, Smart Home Solver said you don't need to spend $1 million to make your house super cool. So I went out and found the best house possible that has everything you could want at a DIY price. This is Vincent, and he's going to show us around his house. Check out this awesome door. As you approach the house, there are pathway lights that guide the way. There's 16 here, and I counted 35 total throughout this property. He's got a mixture of both the ring lights as well as some from Philips Hue and Govee. He mentioned that as we approach the home, the different colored lighting is going to come on. And if you're here in the evening time, the color light will actually transition to a white light. That way you can see better. He's got Ring doorbells on all the doors, as well as Yale smart locks. They're all connected to his Ring home security system. That way everything is controlled in one place. Over here we have a really cool water feature that's lit up at night. There's automations built in for the pump to turn it on and off based on the time of day. And he's got a system in place where he can actually refill the water automatically. If you haven't checked out our video last week, we covered smart faucets. He's got one here from Moen. It's very nice. Throughout the house, we see a lot of Echo devices, including the show and a lot of studios. That way, anywhere he is, he can control everything by voice or with his app. He's primarily using SmartThings. Over here, we have one of the awesome displays set up. So from here, he can control things like the lights, different window fixtures, get weather alerts. And he didn't have to pay Crestron or Control4 pricing to get something like this. He was actually able to build this himself. It's just a cheap tablet. So really cool, way to go.
So for the kitchen, I have Govee lights that are on the top of the cabinets, and I have multiple scenes that we use those for. Funny enough, like I have a scene, we have, between me and my girlfriend, we have 4 kids. So for school in the morning, we know the bus comes at a specific time. Those lights will turn yellow along with the wall lights and let them know that the bus will be here in 10 minutes. And then when it's like 7:25, they'll turn red and tell them to go outside. The bus will be there in 5 minutes. So they're able to kind of use Alexa and lights to kind of make sure that they are outside and getting going. So we have a Ring indoor camera here, and that's just to keep track of the kids when they're home after school. We have Show 10 here. Also have an Echo Studio. We have an Echo Show 15 on the wall. All the switches are smart Z-Wave switches from Zeus. So either on-off or dimmer switches. And so those all work through the Samsung SmartThings app.
I absolutely love what he's done with this countertop and the lighting. We've got a very nice accent wall. This is from Govee.
So this is like our coffee bar. Girlfriend loves to make espresso before she leaves in the morning. We have like a hot kettle from Govee that's set up on a routine for me in the mornings. I like to drink tea. This isn't a smart espresso machine, but we use a SwitchBot button that'll automatically activate and turn this on, because it takes about 10-15 minutes for the water to warm up in it. So by the time she gets out of bed, gets dressed, get ready for work, comes down here, this is ready to go for her to use. I have an ice maker here. It's not smart, but we use a smart plug, because obviously you don't want this stuff running constantly. And so whether you're doing something for a party or whatever, I can automatically turn it on from wherever I am, like knowing that I need to have ice for whatever is happening.
Hey, if you're enjoying this tour so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of great content coming up. Over here, we've got the Irobot I7 Vacuum with self-emptying bin. And on the other side of the room, he's got the Narwhal that does a great job at mopping. The lights are all Zeus, which is very elegant and looks like a traditional light switch. They can be controlled right at the wall, through the app, via voice, or using one of the several tablets throughout the house. Here we have the Show 15 set up. That way they can check out notes. It can actually work as a TV now. Very cool, very functional. In this house, he's actually got 3 versions of the different Govee immersion TV. So each generation, this one being the latest. And downstairs, he's got the Philips Hue Sync. So he really is able to take it to the next level with his lighting.
the smart technology that he is wearing specifically that we give to the dogs. So Guinness has, his name is Guinness, he's got a Halo collar on. So I don't have any in-ground fence. It's a fairly new company, but it's a GPS fenced collar. So I create, like in Google Maps, I create like a perimeter on the property, and if he gets close to the perimeter, it'll beep at him, tell him he can't go any further. If he goes too far, then it has like the static activation. But he knows very well, so he knows he can't go to the road, even when he doesn't have the collar on. But this has a smart app for it, so it can show me where he's at. It uses Wi-Fi for the house, and then it'll also use GPS when it's outside. They're like I said, a new company. They continue to kind of make improvements on their firmware, which has helped improve battery life, but that's probably like the only downside to those. On his regular collar here, he has, let me show him my regular collar. All right, I'll show you what they're for. So he's got an air tag. Both the dogs have an air tag on them, but it also has an RFID sensor on him. But basically we have an automatic sliding glass door opener. So if he walks up to the door, it will automatically open, so he can go outside and come back in at will whenever he wants. And this sensor activates the door, and both dogs have those. So another hub or dashboard here, strictly for upstairs, or if I want to turn things off down there that I forgot to turn on. It has access on this one to turn off and on both the family room TV, which is down there. I can also turn on the master TV as well up here. Also shut and open the garage door. Same concept though. Time, weather, things like that on there as well. Using a switch bot switch, or called a bot, if the humidity and the temperature get over 70 degrees and 70% humidity, it will automatically turn on the air exchanger in here. So if you're taking a shower, it will automatically turn on the air exchange system. There's no fans in here, so it just basically pumps out the air and brings in with the air exchange system.
In the bedroom, we've got smart lighting, of course, with LED accents. And since you can't decide which smart system's the best, why don't we just get all three? Can you guess what side of the bed is his? Sensors located underneath the bed here trigger routines in the morning. That way they can start their day right. He's got smart interior locks that protect things like the master bedroom and certain closets. They also do Airbnb, so they have a setup where they can give access to their guests.
Master bedroom. That's another Samsung TV in here with Govee lights. This is like the second version. Also have the 300 soundbar from Bose here. Have the one of the first versions of the Irobot for this room.
It's still alive.
Yeah, it still works. I mean, I've had to make some upgrades to it, but it still works. We have, not sure if you've seen these before. It's also called Hero, like the dog collar. Mm-hmm. But basically, we take a fair amount of medication. So it's just basically like an automatic thing where it'll tell us, it'll beep at us when we take medication, it'll automatically dispense all of our meds for us. That's kind of, I guess that's kind of smart homey.
Yeah, no, 100% is smart.
So it works out really good. I mean, I could see it definitely being like super useful for like older people where they're taking even more than I am.
Yeah.
I think you can put like 10 to 15 meds in there, set up different schedules, and it'll ding at you to make sure you take them. I'm really bad at taking them anyway, so.
Kids are often trying to stay up late to play with their tablets and play games. So he set up an integration where the internet itself cuts off as well as the power to certain devices at 10 o'clock. That way it's time for them to go to bed. He's got a number of different notifications set up for them with colors in the lights to indicate when it's time to get ready, when it's ready to go to the bus. And there's a few sensors here. So we have the Ecobee sensor. That way, if the temperature gets too hot or too cold, that can actually trigger some of the fans in the room.
So we have all of these one-link smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. So these are all connected, interconnected throughout the house, each one, and then they are smart enabled. I can look them up on my app as well. We do have the August smart cabinet locks. Again, I have kids, so I have smart locks in here for the liquor cabinet, and it connects down here at the bottom, and over here, and then you can only need to have one lock per door because they have this plastic piece that goes in there. But then again, once we look at the app, it'll tell me when the door is shut or open. It has the sensor, and then I can lock it automatically. So it works out pretty good.
In this room, he actually uses this as Airbnb, but we do have a great TV set up here with a show. This is a Murphy bed that pulls out for when he has guests, which is overall a really good use of the space. As we're standing here in the garage, we really have to take a moment to acknowledge the elephant in the room. What is going on with this box right here? Why is there a box over the garage door?
We put a camera in here because my dog, who's very large, would basically open the garage door himself. And so we had to put a cover over this. And one of the biggest reasons why we put contact sensors on the big door, because they would open the garage and they would go out for the day.
We've got a sensor here on the fridge. That way, if it's left open, you'll know. Or if you're waking up in the middle of the night and you go sneak some snacks, you're going to get a notification. The thermostat here is actually tied to the heater. That way it can be controlled. He was able to wire that up. And it's set up in a way where if any of the doors are left open, it's going to turn off the heater, so you're not just paying to heat the great outdoors. Let's check out the backyard. In the backyard, we've got more accent lighting along the back. He's got the security cameras, and so those are all set up inside so that they're constantly getting power. And then he's got the sensors triggered so that if one of them detects motion, they're all going to start recording. That way you're not missing any events. Over here, he's got a Beehive system set up. So he's actually using the Beehive for his sprinkler system. That way everything stays watered, everything stays fresh, and these each turn on at different times. It's all controlled through the app. Here's the door from the other side that the dog was able to access. And so as he approaches the door, this would open, and then he can get in and out. The Orbi exterior mesh network system is allowing him to have a Wi-Fi connection all the way in his backyard out to the shed, and is able to connect all of the different cameras as well. Wow, this was an incredible property. Thank you so much for letting us check it out. Guys, if you've got a really cool smart home and you want to feature it on this channel, I've got a form in the description below. Fill it out and we'll be in touch. Until next time, take care.